Fortnite's full of Easter eggs and secret references that you might have completely missed, so grab some snacks and popcorn because today we're going over 100 Easter eggs and secret changes in Fortnite. Something that surprised lots of fans of the Ghost Rider skin is that it has a secret feature that most other skins don't. If you've used the Iron Man gauntlets while wearing the skin, you'll notice that the Rider's chains actually go around Iron Man's gauntlets and clip normally. It gets even cooler once you realize the Beef Boss's skeleton can also be spotted from certain angles, meaning it's really been a living burger all along. And we'll talk about another Easter egg with him soon, but dedicated Marvel fans will know that even his pickaxe is a reference to a Marvel character. That's right, because his spatula pickaxe is called Mephisto's spatula, teasing a skin for Marvel's very own Lord of Hell. He may already be out by the time you're watching this, and if you pay extra attention in this loading screen, you can see that right behind the Beef Boss, there's this same figure hiding in the shadows, which is none other than Mephisto himself. Beef Boss's greatest enemy is Tomato Head, and in the blog post for the Lego Colombo update, Epic made sure to hide a little neat reference that I'm sure a lot of you will easily recognize. When talking about the new Tomato Head NPCs found in the Lego biome, they stated that perhaps they arrived there after Tomato Town was wiped. This is of course a reference to the unofficial Chug Jug With You song, and now Epic has to add it to the game at some point.
Just wiped out Tomato Town.
But what nobody's noticed is a map change that went completely under the radar. There's currently this small hill on the island in the new biome that people are naming Hilbert. It wasn't there in the last update, but now it is, and it was likely a mistake because in UEFN you can simply click to make hills appear on the island. Now people are worshipping this one, and maybe we'll even see it get more updates soon, or it'll be sadly removed. But another reference added is in one of Fortnite's newest icons. And Rubius has said there's more to his skin than meets the eye, because there's a ton of references to Fortnite's Kevin the Cube. His hand itself has a cube glyph tattoo on it, which you can also spot on his shirt. Not only that, but the back bling has two small Kevin the Cubes on it hanging from the side, and his loading screen's the biggest giveaway since it straight up shows him absorbing all of Kevin's power. Kevin's been around for many years, and so is Fortnite celebrating its birthday once more. Take a look and you'll notice that in this spray you can spot a birthday cake skin with the number 7 on it, fitting this theme of Fortnite's birthday cosmetics. This could be teasing the fact that a birthday skin will be arriving someday soon, and it looks like the name for him will be Birthday Bud, but it also looks like Iron Man's been added to the island, and there's a pretty cool interaction between him and Dr. Doom. If you'd asked him about his opinion on Doom, he'll say that whatever the case is, he respects that he keeps Latveria clean, which is evident by his strict laws about trash at Doom's stat. What Doom says about Iron Man, however, isn't as nice, since he completely disagrees with people viewing him as an inventor and deems him to be incompetent. This is the same case for the Fantastic Four, and even though Doom's entirely defeated them, he still finds new ways to keep insulting them. Doing his quest to unlock him, you could see that one of them requires you to particularly damage people from beyond 44 meters. And as you can imagine, Doom hates that number most of all because of its 4s. But if you were waiting for Doom's island to spawn in a regular battle royale match, you may have indirectly spotted another interesting fact about the regular loot island. Simply take a closer look to its icon when it spawns in the map, and you realize that even though Epic has updated its look in all Chapter 5 seasons, it still has the same old icon from Chapter 4. So it turns out that this is one of the few things in Fortnite that has stayed the same for a while now. If you've had the chance to explore the massive castle that belongs to Doom, you might have come across his prized collections that even tease upcoming skins. Doom on the island is no force to be reckoned with because he's already defeated all of Marvel's greatest heroes and villains. One of the first to lose to him was Ultron Prime, who you may recognize from the What If animated show, and if you watch that, you'll know how powerful he was. His power, however, was no match for Doom because his head can now be spotted as a displayed artifact. This means he could potentially arrive later this season. Ultron isn't the only character being referenced because so is Marvel's Dormammu. Up in this new stack POI with the red smoke coming from it, you can find this anvil, and look closely and you'll see Dormammu's face. And it looks like Doom brutally stole his mask and instead turned him into an anvil. Not too many people know you can also spot multiple paintings with Doom standing over Thor's hammer and Iron Man's helmet, meaning he also bested those two in combat. But a reference fans of Dr. Doom will surely recognize is him defeating Thanos. There's this iconic moment inside of a comic where Doom easily defeats the Mad Titan in a display of raw power, and this is now in game because Thanos' helmet is also kept by him. Everyone's already seen the other trophies with nods to Marvel TV shows and movies, including Moon Knight's weapons, Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto, Silver Surfer's board, and even Magneto's helmet, who we saw last season. The Fantastic Four have also already begun being teased, and we know Doom made the thing his throne, but he also made a ball out of Mr. Fantastic. And lastly, the worst ending belongs to Johnny Storm because his heart is now being used by Doom to light up the fireplace at his castle. Whenever Doom's bored though, since he's already defeated his arch nemesis Mr. Fantastic, he's found a new way to entertain himself by throwing darts and even an axe on a picture of his inside the room, further promising that he'll be an outfit. Around the many different chambers, there's also many comic panel references. In this picture, Doom is is seen riding on a sea creature, which is taken directly from this comic. A similar case to this is a painting of Doom where he's seen riding a bear in a snowy landscape, and it's a direct reference to a comic panel where he does so. And Doom always does as he pleases, in this case tooting a horn. That's right, because even someone as malicious as him takes pleasure in simpler things, because in his castle you can find a horn in one of his displays, which is a reference to one of the panels where he first met the Marvel hero Namor, Marvel's equivalent of Aquaman. This reference could be a hint at Namor also arriving later in the season, or simply a neat nod to the comics. The next reference is one of the most hilarious ones Fortnite's ever done, teasing a collab with a music artist. In the Doom screens around the map, you can spot news of people rebelling against Doom's tyranny. That is until Doom offers them all some ice cream. This is a surprising reference to an artist called MF Doom, who uses this art of Doom offering ice cream as a cover for one of his albums. This could mean Fortnite will be adding some of the songs from this artist in Festival sometime this season. It'd be the perfect way to honor them, so may they rest in peace. And to destroy the rebellion against Doom, there's also his loyal henchmen. However, they have a secret detail. When you give them a second chance to join your team, they'll sometimes try to hug you or give you a high five. And if you don't, they'll be sad you left them hanging, so make sure you don't upset them and emote with them instead. But something upsetting was the fact Galactus has returned on the island, and you can spot him in the ocean just like we did in the first Marvel season. Everyone knows this by now, and you might ask what the upsetting part is, and it's that Galactus is not alive. Instead, it seems like he's been eliminated because his helmet's damaged and has smoke coming from it. A different fate than we saw in the event. But if you go to the nearest biome over at Doomstat, there's a reference that can be caught from only those who played during the first Marvel season. We've all spotted that if you visit the local bakery, you'll notice something really cool about it, where you can see Doom's Domain making a neat pun about the Doom's Domain POI, which took over Pleasant Park in Chapter 2 Season 4. This makes it clear that it's the second time Doom's come to the island, and he's stolen a very important item this time. You may remember Valeria's book from Chapter 5 Season 1, which she used to find and release Pandora's box. But take a walk around Doom's castle and you'll come across this study room where the same book can be found. What also can be found is a hilarious reference to a character we recently saw. In the map, there's multiple signs banning people, but take a look at the raft POI and you'll notice a sign that restricts everyone in the raft from wearing silly hats. And yes, this is of course Magneto's helmet that you can see, which is a nod to his character being so powerful that almost no prison could hold him. And in that same spot, there's also a reference to a new character from the Marvel universe who will possibly be getting as a skin. There's a sign warning us of the Juggernaut character, who if you're not familiar with is from the X-Men comics and even made an appearance in the Deadpool 2 film. So this could very well be one of the Marvel skins coming to the shop very soon. Something that'll come soon is punishment for those that disobey Doom's greatest wish. And that is, of course, not to litter his property in Doomstat. He even has a small security room hidden there, and the entire place is filled with cameras, so he knows what you're doing at all times. Speaking of which, let's talk about the man himself, Steve Rogers, who has his own unique Easter egg this season. If you take a look at this season's battle pass, you'll spot that there's a loading screen revealing how Jones ended up taking the mantle of Captain America. Steve Rogers himself gave him the shield, which makes a lot more sense if you consider Jones and Captain America have met in the first Marvel season and in the Zero War comics. Captain America is one of the few worthy to lift the Mjolnir hammer, and Epic secretly added another character that can now use the pickaxe. You might be thinking that it's Jones, but in reality it's someone no one expected, Moon Knight. That's right, Moon Knight can now lift Thor's hammer, which is a nod to the comic where Moon Knight explains that the hammer is made of moon rocks and he has the powers of the moon, therefore he's able to wield it. There is however an Easter egg revolving around Captain Jonesy, and it can be found inside of an emote. The Captain Llama America emote features the classic American Eagle meme, but instead is a llama cosplaying as the eagle. Speaking of those, not a lot of people know, but there's a secret room inside of the Doomstat POI where someone is keeping Iron Man cosplay suits. Not only that, but the entire room is themed around Tony Stark. There's cardboard cutouts that showcase his suit from Avengers Endgame, and one of the cosplay suits is a nod to his first ever suit seen in Iron Man 1. It's not the first time it's been referenced, because we saw Jonesy build a similar suit in a cave, but the craziest reference in this hidden location is the small TV which displays the Marvel vs. Capcom game. There's another secret room on the map, and it's where Gwenpool's hiding. Near the raft POI, there's another small cell where if you go by, you'll realize it's where Gwenpool is being kept, but as she reveals in her dialogue, she's been captured on purpose, so in the next weeks, expect her to break free. A neat detail on Gwenpool though pays tribute to the original character who she got inspiration from. If you take a look closely, you can spot a small Deadpool pin on her jacket, which is super wholesome. Aside from Gwenpool though, there's another character who aims on escaping the raft soon, and they have an Easter egg which hints at an old Fortnite POI making its return. Around the map, there's posters for Meowstooth, who will escape his prison cell soon by a newspaper called the Daily Burglar. This is a reference to the infamous Daily Bugle from Spider-Man's universe, which was also a POI in Fortnite, so who knows, maybe it'll be returning considering this is a full Marvel season. And what better way to make an escape if not for the train, which is returned this season with a new secret detail. After we saw it covered by sand in season 3, this train's now made its return in season 4, but it no longer belongs to the Society or Wastelanders, as Doom has taken it upon himself to revamp it with his own branding. The train was last seen active in season 2 before its return, and at the time we also got one of the most hilarious story quests that is now being referenced on the map. A quest in season 2 had us search for Cerberus's ball, and the community made many complaints to Epic about the story centering around finding a dog toy. Well, Epic's now responded because they've added multiple tennis balls on different statues around the map. That's not the only reference to the story we have though, because Epic added a hidden nod to the 7. Every season they add new bots that have specific combos like John Wick and a dog as his backbling. This time they added a visitor bot with a chrome spine backbling, referencing how the visitor was chromed in the trailer for Chapter 3 Season 4. The rival of the 7, the IO, also got a small Easter egg, but this one's pretty confusing. The IO Trooper skin has some symbols on him that belong to the Imagined Order's logo, but in the LEGO mode they're replaced with a duck for no reason at all, making it one of the most unnecessary but funny changes. If you've been playing Fortnite for a while, you'll recall that Fortnite's been collabing with tons of cartoons lately. Among these was Invincible, where we got skins like Invincible, Omni-Man, and Atom Eye. Well, everyone thought this collaboration ended there, until in the latest episode of Invincible, the main character rushes out of a portal holding a Fortnite gun. Yup, we saw the appearance of the Dragon's Breath Sniper, which is an exotic gun that sets everything it hits on fire, being used as a bat instead of a gun to bash the episode's antagonist. Just the summer before the release of Across the Spider-Verse, we had the drop of 6 Fortnite x Marvel comics that came with redeemable cosmetics. The first one being the Spider-Man Zero skin. This was a completely original outfit made for Fortnite, and the Spider-Verse movie featured tons of different Spider-Man from different shows or comics, even LEGO, but did you know that Spider-Man Zero can also be seen at a specific moment? Yup, in the background you can see this Spider-Man who is created exclusively as a skin in Fortnite, web slinging around as Miles makes his escape. An awesome Easter egg paying homage to the comics, since we also got Spider-Man 2099 and Miles Morales in Fortnite around the same time. Speaking of Spider-Man, during Winterfest 2021 we got one of the most anticipated collabs ever, where MCU Spider-Man and MJ were added into Fortnite for Spider-Man No Way Home's release. But what very few people know is there's a hidden reference in the movie's beginning. Yeah, when Spider-Man swings around, you can actually spot a Fortnite sign in the background as he holds MJ. This is an ad about the V skin, which was part of an older crew pack. So if the movie's set in November 2024 and there's billboards of V, does that mean that we could see the V crew pack re-released that year, just to be more accurate? What wasn't a coincidence though is Fortnite's collab with the movie Free Guy. In the film, there's a scene where the protagonist summons different weapons from various media to defeat his opponent. Amongst lightsabers, portal guns, he also summons Fortnite's Rainbow Smash pickaxe, which was hilarious to see. He strikes down the character who's called Dude, who you can actually find as a skin in-game with Fortnite's collab from Free Guy. Pair this skin with the Rainbow Smash pickaxe and you have a full combo referencing the film. What no one spotted though is in an episode of the Adult Swim show Smiling Friends, multiple Fortnite skins can be spotted in the background on top of a character's shelf. Those skins are Peely, Rocks, Jonesy, and the Ice Kid. A super random selection, but it could also be hinting towards a bigger collab in the future. Someone else who wasn't directly added to Fortnite yet is Wreck-It Ralph. He already had a collab within Fortnite featuring the Hot Murad emote, which was given to players for free to celebrate the movie's release, as well as a mini live event in Risky Reels where Ralph appeared on the big screen. When the second movie dropped, there was a scene where for a split second, Fortnite gameplay appears on a tablet. With Disney's investment in Fortnite, it's fair to assume that we're going to be seeing tons more references to Fortnite in Disney movies moving forward. Something else that you can't see though is a broadcast from Palpatine. In Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, the opening credits reference a message from Emperor Palpatine that never plays on screen. This message is a direct callback to the Emperor's speech in the Fortnite x Star Wars event that took place in the Chapter 2 Season 1 event.
The day of victory is at hand.
The hilarious part is the message itself is never heard in the Star Wars movie and was only heard inside of Fortnite, making it canon to the Star Wars universe. While the Star Wars event took place in Chapter 2, so did the arrival of Agent Jones. When he was first introduced as a Fortnite skin, some eagle-eyed fans noticed him appearing in a Netflix show, where you could spot him in the series called Carmen Sandiego. It's actually not confirmed to be him, but the character in the show is almost identical with the same suit and same hair, and he's even referred to as Jonesy. This was never officially acknowledged by Epic or Netflix, so it might have just been an Easter egg or a very big coincidence. But speaking of movie accuracy, you might remember the iconic endgame scene of Korg and Thor playing Fortnite and also raging at their teammate. In this film, there had been 5 years since the Thanos snap, with the movie taking place in 2023. But because the movie came out in 2018, they were playing Fortnite on the OG map over at Salty Springs. For them to be playing in the same spot seemed impossible possible because just a year later, Salty Springs was removed with the release of Chapter 2. But just to make the seed accurate, where they dropped Salty in 2023, Epic brought back the OG map just to fulfill this prophecy. And while watching Endgame, you might have caught another glimpse of another hidden detail. In the final fight, if you pay close attention, you'll notice that Donald Mustard, the creative director for Fortnite, appears in the role of one of Doctor Strange's sorcerers. This was bound to happen because Donald's super good friends with the directors of Endgame, the Russo brothers, so they did him a little favor. Not only is Fortnite in the film, but also its creator. Endgame, however, isn't the only time Fortnite's creator appeared in a movie. Fortnite collabed with The Matrix, and in Matrix Resurrections, he appears in a scene with a famous actor, Keanu Reeves. His only line is about someone complaining over the latest update.
Yeah, someone pissed about the latest update.
Which is a hilarious callback if you consider how many times Donald's been blamed for Fortnite updates. But no one knows about his role in Rise of Skywalker, where he portrays a First Order stormtrooper that's shot by the protagonist shortly after he appears. Back when the Marvel season was being teased, we got Bifrost marks on the map, one for each Marvel hero that would end up being a Battle Pass skin. This was also shown in the trailer for Nexus War, but because the Fortnite universe also ties in with Marvel Comics, they had to explain the heroes disappearing, and they actually did. In Marvel Comics, you can see heroes be teleported elsewhere and almost instantly coming back to their universe, directly implying that they were in Fortnite. A Thor comic also references the Galactus event, so it's awesome to see this many details in the crossover being worked out. In 2018, South Park's new season premiered, and we got a really big reference in the episode, with the main plot being one of the main characters being grounded and banned from Fortnite.
If I flunk another math test, she's gonna ground me from playing Fortnite.
And this was also publicly tweeted by the official South Park account. It doesn't end there though, because a few episodes later, the Halloween special dropped, and it had the kids dressed up as different iconic Fortnite skins. These range from Power Chord, Leviathan, Ragnarok to Merry Marauder, and even more. After all this time, we've yet to see any sort of collab, but given these Easter eggs, it's always possible. Another show with a crossover with nothing in game to show for it is Big Bang Theory. In one of the series episodes, the plot's centered around the game as two of the characters are seen playing. And with Fortnite's latest event being none other than the Big Bang, it's only right if we get an actual collab with the show. The Young Sheldon series, which is a prequel to Big Bang Theory, has its grand finale right around the corner on May 16th, so be on the lookout for any possible collab teasers. Speaking of teasers, if you dropped frequently at See Me Stacks, you might remember a room in the big power plant where some donuts could be found. This was Fortnite's reference to Homer Simpson, who worked at a power plant and had donuts there, just like in the show. But the references don't end there, because the Simpsons seized the opportunity to reference Fortnite back, where in an episode, Bart plays a game called Half Month, which is mocking the fact that the word Fortnite actually means 2 weeks. The game also has a similar loading screen to that of Save the World, and we already have Peter Griffin in Fortnite, so it's about time we get Homer as well. Speaking of Peter Griffin, it seems that his arrival in Fortnite was only a matter of time, as it was foreshadowed years ago. Multiple Family Guy episodes reference Fortnite, with characters like Joe stating they've leveled up at it, or Stewie Griffin expressing the need to watch the game, which were direct hints at the collab, we just didn't know.
I'm going to watch the older boys play Fortnite.
Apart from Peter Griffin last season, we also saw the addition of Ernie the giant chicken in the game, so it's safe to say that we might even be seeing more characters from the show come later on. Another crossover that has cosmetics in game is Cobra Kai. With Fortnite adding Cobra Kai themed skins in the shop, it was only a matter of time until it was referenced in the show. And it was. During a scene in the show where two characters are having an argument, we hear one of the characters mock the other for losing in Fortnite.
Oh, what happened? Did you get pwned in Fortnite again?
A similar case to Cobra Kai's is CW's The Flash, who was one of many different characters added in Chapter 2 Season 5. But it wasn't until later on when the show directly mentioned the game.
If you're gonna be a part of Team Flash, then you have to stop beating me in Fortnite!
Another DC character we all know is Shazam, whose character is known for his childish attitude. He's never truly arrived as a skin though, but Fortnite was indirectly referenced in its first movie. And we've seen other countless DC skins get added to the game, including Shazam's very own arch nemesis Black Adam, but Shazam himself is nowhere to be found, so we can only hope will be added around the corner. Speaking of crossovers, if you're a Destiny 2 player and fan, one hidden Easter egg that you probably noticed is found in Destiny's map. Surrounded by lots of debris, there's actually a crashed battle bus. This was because of the Fortnite x Destiny crossover that not only included Destiny characters to Fortnite, but also Fortnite's iconic characters like Drift and Omega being added into Destiny. To this day, Destiny remains one of the few games to receive skins from Fortnite, so that's pretty big in itself. Another funny change could be found in Fortnite's most recent mode. Around the map and inside houses, there's trash cans, which for some unknown reason, players actually have the ability to search. Of course, when you search them, nothing really happens, but it's a cool little Easter egg because these are actually Save the World props, and it's a glitch that we had during early Chapter 1. Something else from early Chapter 1 that's also made a return is the iconic motel POI in the form of sandy sheets, but it's become very different to how it once was. The real OGs will notice the motel's now been entirely rebuilt after, in Chapter Chapter 1, it looked partly destroyed, and it's even been renewed with a swimming pool. Speaking of swimming pools, there's another addition that fans of OG Fortnite are surely gonna recognize. In the OG days, the soccer stadium next to Tilted was an infamous landing spot, and it also had a destroyed swimming pool next to it, but now it's been altered. That swimming pool is now brand new and filled up with water with no signs of trucks breaking it anytime soon. The soccer stadium's also been changed because now it's 2 basketball stadiums where you and your friends can compete against one another. Before that though, the Nick A30 skin has multiple Easter eggs on it, but there's one that no one is aware of. If you equip his skin and use it in Fortnite Festival, it's actually the only outfit to have a mouth reactive to music. Yes, when you play his Never Give Up jam track, his character's mouth will literally move along with it. Moving forward though, there's another Nick A30 Easter egg that references one of the most iconic moments in internet history. Nick asked Epic for his very own jam track, and if it sounds familiar to you, that's because it is. In a recent stream, Nick confirmed the song took a lot of inspiration from PewDiePie's infamous Congratulations song, which at the time of release took the internet by storm.
Is the music video slightly inspired by PewDiePie music videos?
Yes! Okay, listen. I said I want to be motivational, but I also linked PewDiePie's Congratulations music video.
Yeah.
Something else taken though are glasses from James Hatfield's skin. In the files, the metallic outfit unlockable from the Season 4 Festival Pass is supposed to have a style with him wearing a pair of glasses, which in-game is nowhere to be found. Unless of course you navigate to the shop, you'll see his second skin is wearing them. This is likely because Epic used the same models for both skins in the Festival Pass and the shop, just slightly changing the Puppet Master variants with a chest plate over the design. And with Metallica in Fortnite, there's now 2 of the biggest bands inside of the game. Sort of, you guessed it, I'm talking about one of the oldest Easter eggs, the AC/DC pickaxe from Fortnite's first ever Battle Pass, which is a reference to the rock band going by the same name. AC/DC have even collabed with Fortnite in the past because some of you may remember their music in the Galactus event's background right before he vanished. There's something else that's mysteriously vanished from the map. In the beginning of this season, near Reckless Railways, there was a small pond in which a ritual took place. There were 6 torches placed in a circle, but just a while ago, they all vanished out of thin air. This could have had a significance in the storyline or just been a mistake by Epic, meaning the torches will soon spawn again. Another trend that can be seen in cosmetics is in Cerberus and Hades skins, who both share the same theme with a secret detail. Hades has a snake emblem on his chest, with even his back bling being a snake, and you might ask how that is related. Take a closer look at Cerberus' tail though, and you'll realize that it's actually an animated snake as well. That's because in Greek mythology, snakes were regarded as guardians of the underworld, which is insane attention to detail. Another detail that's hard to notice revolves around an item with little to no attention, the shield bubble. If you're tired of listening to the music at the Nitrodrome or at the War Bus, this detail might just be for you. Going in one of these bubbles, you realize not only does it block shots, but also sound waves, making it so you can no longer hear music outside. So if you're looking forward to jamming out to music, Fortnite's taking care of that as well with this Easter egg to racing. At the time, the Metallica-inspired racetrack played the infamous Fuel song, but that's not all. If you wait all the way until the end of the song, there's another one which plays right after, which is Lux Eterna by Metallica. This was actually a teaser itself because just a few days after, we ended up getting that song as a jam track. Aside from songs, Fortnite didn't miss its chance to conclude an Easter egg which can grant XP. Visiting the new Metallica-themed Loot Island, there's a small cave underneath the main stage which features a memorial to one of Metallica's members, Cliff Barton, who was the bass player for the band but sadly passed away. May he rest in peace. You might have noticed there's a recurring trend with every Season 3 in the game. Ever since Chapter 3, there was a slurp-based plant added to the map. In Vibin, the slurp mushrooms were introduced where you could bounce on them to get health. In Season 3 of last chapter, we got slurp plants which you could damage and they'd work like a chug splash. And in this season, we have the slurp cactus which works in the same way. And anyone who kept their eyes peeled during last season would know one of the coolest details that was added to a mythic. The waterbending item was only one of all 4 elements to be reactive to its environment. Yes, if you went into water while having the waterbending equipped, you could see little droplets refilling the water stream around you. But Fortnite's Easter eggs are known for their countless movie references, and the following is a classic. In Chapter 3 Season 4, we had the Grid skin, which features a small anime bear in a suit, but it's the built-in emote which hinted towards a popular movie. It straight up references an iconic moment from the popular Disney film Lion King, and hey, with the Fortnite Disney collab, we may even see some more references or cosmetics. Not as cool as the reference to arguably one of the best films ever. In Chapter 2 Season 2, if you visited the yacht, some players had an idea to do the T-pose off the edge of the boat to reference the scene from Titanic. Little did they know, Epic had actually prepared and made this an actual achievement, making the reference official. Speaking of the end, one of the best moments in the storyline was when the black hole took us from Chapter 1 to 2, but no one knows Epic referenced one of the biggest debates in the Fortnite community at the time. When the Chapter 2 map dropped, everyone had a huge debate over which map was best, the OG one or the new one. So Epic hit a little detail in game where you could sometimes eliminate a bot named Athena or Apollo, Athena being the codename of the Chapter 1 map and Apollo the codename of Chapter 2. Storyline's always full of hidden details, but did you catch one, including the cubes? In the Rubik's Cube emo, the character tries to solve the well well-known real-life object, but in the Fortnite universe, there's only 3 colors to the cube's title. These are blue, yellow, and purple, which is a callback to the different colors of Kevin the Cube. There's a really cool Easter egg that links Fortnite's landscapes to real-world countries. In Chapter 4 Season 2, we got one of the biggest biomes ever with the addition of Mega City. Little did everyone know the biome shape is actually the shape of Japan, with the entire season that it arrived being based on its culture. We even had a bay at Mega City right where the real-life one is, which is an awesome way to integrate new biomes in the game. In some other cases though, the entire map's shape can be based on a single country. In Chapter 1's early days, there were theories that the map's outline and overall shape were similar to that of Poland's, even going as far to claim that tilted towers would get hit by a meteor because Poland was also hit by one in the same spot. The early Fortnite community definitely made some wild theories, is for sure. And around all of us in Season 3 was the Wanderer, who players had been spotting all around the map, and naturally everyone was wondering, could he be eliminated? The answer is yes. With the use of gas canisters, you could actually eliminate the Wanderer, and in doing so, he would drop the Chapter 2 version of the gray pistol. Some players even took this a step further by becoming the Wanderer himself using the Mystique skin, so Epic had to patch this, but it was iconic and fun while it lasted. Speaking of icons, Nick830 recently got his icon series, but there was a huge Easter egg for it that went unnoticed. In the official post by Fortnite, you could see Nick830's signature unofficial skin along with some of the other Mogul Master skins waiting in the lobby, nothing suspicious. That's until you notice the numbers on the skins' made-up names are actually a reference to Nick830's birthday. The first number is 4, the second 14, and the last 95, lining up with the year and date he was born. This is almost as cool as in Chapter 4 Season 4, where there was a hidden reference to one of the most popular cartoons of all time. If you hopped in game and went to the May NPC, you could talk to her, and one of her lines would mention the Chum Bucket. I'm sure most of you will recognize this, but for those who don't, the Chum Bucket is the restaurant from SpongeBob. Another reference to a well-known movie can be found on the current island. If you traverse all the way to the map shores, there's a hidden cave underneath the island's mountains. By entering and exploring inside, you'll find a bunch of coral buddies surrounding a fallen gnome who's unable to get up. This references a scene from the popular movie and book Gulliver's Travels, where the protagonist ends up in the same situation. Alongside popular media, Fortnite also has small Easter eggs to reference popular memes, and this one's no exception. You might remember this viral Mr. Beast video going on around the internet, and Fortnite did not miss its chance to do the most hilarious thing possible. When his skin returned to the item shop, shortly after, they brought a brand new yellow shirt style, and even his chop tab included the zany emote to mock the exact clothing and pose from the meme. You gotta love when Epic does these. The Jack Sparrow skin was leaked almost 2 years ago. That's right, because in a stream the actor for Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, did 2 years ago, you could spot a Fortnite llama plushie hidden in the background. Fans went absolutely crazy over this, but it looks like the collab took more time to deliver than we all expected due to the court trial, but we're lucky because now he's in game. And alongside it is one of the most unique mythics that we've ever seen in Fortnite, and it's a massive Easter egg itself, literally. The ship in a bottle is a new item which, once thrown out, creates a brand new haunted ship that you can ride on top of, breaking anything that stands in your way. And huge fans of Pirates of the Caribbean movies will know this is an obvious reference to the infamous Black Pearl ship, which is also trapped in a bottle and can grow full size once it breaks out, which is a neat detail. You might remember Hope, who's this chapter's main character, but if you go and select her skin, you'll notice something different. Take a closer look at her headphones and you'll see that each time you select a different style, the wires will change color depending on the style. They're copper for her base one and can turn either pink or gray when choosing the pink or runaway style. Epic always goes above and beyond with their skin designs, as evident by the many details found on them, and collabs are no exception. If you own the goat skin from the collab with Goat Simulator, you may notice a number on the skin's belt. The number is 3, and if you're curious as to why, it's actually very simple. The 3 represents the game's actual number, which at the time is Goat Simulator 3, so there's definitely room for more goat skins from other Goat Simulator games. And when Fortnite doesn't hide references on skins, they usually hide them in secret NPC dialogues, and one of these is hilarious. With Midas's return in Season 2, a lot of characters related to him and had a lot of secret interactions. If you went up to the Laguna NPC as the Midas skin, she would state that we look like we could use a hand. This is due to Midas's hand being chopped off by Kato Thorne and him returning with a robotic one last season, a cool yet subtle detail. And speaking of hilarious NPC dialogues, this season has a cool one as well, which involves the beloved Peely. If you pass by Restored Reels, you'll notice the philosopher Bananacrides NPC, and if you talk to him, you'll only see some banana language gibberish. But if you go up to him as any of the Peely skins, his dialogue actually becomes visible, meaning the Peely skins can understand each other. A weird reference, but now you know. What's also cool this season is the brand new war bus, as it has its own fair share of secrets, even hinting at a possible collab. In case you haven't noticed, in the middle of chaotic battles, it actually plays music. The music is through the song Bad Reputation, which a lot of you may recognize from the official Shrek movie soundtrack. It's a huge stretch, but it could indicate some type of collab with Shrek this season, and we've been waiting way too long for this, so I think it's about time. There's something secretly removed from the game this season though, and it's not easy to notice. If you have a feeling something's missing, you're correct, because after years, llamas were actually removed. It's the first time since they were added that they've been missing, and we can only hope we see them return soon, but thankfully they still are in reload. Something that can be found on the map though is something you'd call a buried secret. If you head over to the Grand Glacier Hotel, there's a small hidden maze, and inside it there's a small ancient statue buried in the snow. There's also a small Viking axe there, and this could potentially be teasing a Norwegian mythology theme for the future. Speaking of things teased, there's an unreleased skin found inside of a recently released loading screen. If you take a look at the Billie Eilish loading screen, you'll spot a skin that isn't in game yet, and this is none other than Gemini. It was once set to release, but due to allegations of Fortnite copying the skin from a game called Paladins, they changed it to what we now know as Astro Assassin. This, however, confirms the design isn't entirely scrapped, and who knows, maybe we'll get this as a variant one day in the item shop. But speaking of the item shop, some of the new emotes lately have been getting some secret styles. One of them is the Snowflake emote that released during the Season 1 Winterfest event and can show up to 3 different versions. One is a Lulama, another Peely, and the last one is a smiley face. There is also some emotes that never made it in the item shop for unknown reasons, but they do appear in game. Last season, you could take a look at 2 unreleased emotes. If you headed over at the railways, you could spot Poseidon, who would sometimes do the unreleased Squeezy Does It dance. And by heading over to the other side of the map at Snooty Steps, there was the Bravo leader NPC doing the Deep Thought emote. It's unknown why Epic didn't add these to the shop, but it's interesting to know that NPCs get early access. But another Easter egg spotted last season was a teaser to one of the returns of the most long-awaited collabs ever. In his cinematic teaser, the God of War, Ares can be seen using the Hades chains item, which is wrapped around his arm. It's a callback to Kratos, also known as the God of War, who had the Blades of Chaos wrapped around his hands in this exact same way. This must have only been a cool reference because we didn't get young Kratos last season, but there's still hope the actual Kratos outfit will return soon. If you talk to the dummy NPC in Season 1, he'd reveal that he's waiting to get a makeover by a buddy of his called Axel. Now we know he was referencing the Peabody skin since one of the P's names is Axel. We can also assume he'll be getting his makeover soon, as there's a skin for him in the survey showcasing it. There's also a hidden reference in LEGO Fortnite that true fans of Star Wars would have recognized during the mini collaboration. If you're a true LEGO Star Wars OG, you might have come across these canisters in LEGO Fortnite, and they aren't just any ones, as they're actually from the LEGO Star Wars games. They can be found exploring caves, so if you want to find one, I suggest you bring together some torches. And while you explore your LEGO Fortnite world, you might also have come across the LEGO Meowstooth. With this last update to LEGO Fortnite, he now makes cat-like sounds for some reason when you talk to him, so this makes the interaction a lot more wholesome. What's not very wholesome is when you try to mod a literal chicken, but Epic thought of that and is way ahead of us. If you pick up a chicken and try to mod it in a mod bench, a message with a chicken icon will appear stating that sadly this chicken isn't moddable. But that implies that there is at least one chicken which can be modded, so it ponders the question, where is this chicken and why can he be modded? That's been 100 Easter eggs in Fortnite. Like and subscribe for more.